Normally I hate to see a woman cry. Normally I can't stand to see a damsel in distress, but for some reason, I could not help but laugh my ass off as I watched some lady named Gomez crying tears of fake sadness over the deportation of what MSNBC is now calling undocumented immigrants. Undocumented immigrants? Last I checked, immigrants are given documentation. It's called a visa. And it's not the visa that you use when you're buying Preparation H at Walgreens to soothe the bruised caboose. It's the visa that you use at the southern border to get into the country. John Biden's invitation to the traveling butt bongo festival, that is no longer accepted. Now that the man is back in the White House, you either have proper documentation or you'll be leaving with a nice set of jewelry around your wrist. Right now, parishioners and deacons at Woke United Methodist, they are learning one of life's valuable lessons. It's a fact of life that doesn't exist in their utopian world, but their utopian world, it is now being introduced to reality. One thing that I believe kids should learn at a very young age: life is filled with disappointment. Things are not always going to go your way. You can't always get what you want. Last night, my wife pulled me aside to give me a heads up that our teenage daughter, she is once again asking for a cat. Even though I have told her countless times over the years, there will never be a cat in this house. I got to admire her persistence though, because every couple of months, she's asking for a cat. This time, she has put together a nice presentation for me. She's put together PowerPoint slides. She has devised what her teenage mind believes is a foolproof 10-step plan that is sure to convince me to adopt her a cat. I'll get a part-time job and I'll give you 30% of my paycheck for expenses. Well, you're going to get a part-time job regardless, and 30% of minimum wage, that's not enough to feed the cat for a week. I'll pay for all the shots and all the vet bills myself. How are you going to do that? Last I checked, our veterinarian does not accept payment in hopes and dreams. I'll get cover for her claws so Franklin doesn't scratch the floors and the furniture. Have you ever tried to contain a cat? Franklin's not allowing you to touch his paws, much less put rubber stoppers on him so he can't scratch everything. Unfortunately, it's my job to deliver the disappointing news. The reason she went to her mother first is because she knows mom is a pushover. She knows that she can play on mom's emotions. She can show cute pictures of little Franklin all comfortable sleeping on top of a pillow. She can make all these promises and mom will eventually cave. Tonight at dinner, she's planning on giving me her presentation and I'll play along. I'll compliment her ambition. I'll compliment her drive. And then I have to be the bad guy when I say, "You're not getting a cat." She's going to be disappointed. She's going to be mad and upset, but it's a harsh lesson that she's got to learn. You can't always get what you want. There will be times in your life when you're disappointed and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Right now, deacons at Woke United Methodist are throwing teenage temper tantrums because the Trumper had the audacity to enforce the law. How dare this man deport people just because they forgot their papers? Yesterday morning, some lady named Gomez decided to join the fake outrage, where she put on a Razzie Award-winning performance and proceeded to completely humiliate herself. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Quick programming note, I'm going to be out of town tomorrow and Thursday. There's not going to be any videos tomorrow. We will see what happens on Thursday, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Let's go ahead and get to the sponsor for today's video. I promise you, I guarantee you, this company, they are not crying over the deportation of illegals or undocumented thems. My good friends at Magat Trends. You know, leading up to the election, Magat Trends was one of our primary sponsors here on the channel. They were also one of many financial contributors to the Trump campaign. And what better way to celebrate the rebirth of America than with official gear from Magat Trends? Here is one of my personal favorites. These are the White House signature Max Airs. The shoes that you see on the shelf behind me, these are the Trump 2025 chunks. They are designed from random state license plates throughout the country. Magat Trends is your one-stop shop for everything Donald Trump. Shoes, t-shirts, hats, hoodies. Matter of fact, this hoodie right here, it was one of the favorites of this audience during our last ad campaign. No, you don't receive a date with the pretty lady if you purchase the hoodie, but you will receive the hoodie as ordered. Join over 30,000 satisfied customers by clicking the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL10, BTL10, save 10% off your first purchase with Magat Trends. While watching the AFC Championship game the other night, CBS, they kept showing promotions of the upcoming Grammy Awards. Obviously, Travis Noah is once again hosting the Grammys because they can't find anyone else who's willing to host this dump. Plus, they know Travis is available because he's unemployed. CBS, they started listing the performers for the Grammys, and it made me realize how out of touch I am with modern music. Some girl named Charlie Roman numeral is performing. Chapel Roan, Sabrina the Carpenter will sing and build a replica of Noah's Ark at the same time. Benson from the Boonies, Teddy Swimmer. The 2025 Grammys are going to be amazing! And who? Who in the hell are these people? Even though I've heard of Selena Gomez, I'm not familiar with her music. Hell, I am not familiar with Selena Gomez, period. After seeing her provide a steady flow of tears for the ark that Sabrina the Carpenter is building, I was not surprised when I found out that Gomez attends Sunday morning services at Woke United Methodist. Back in 2014, Gomez led prayers for Gaza. When the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, Gomez naturally blamed men. She claimed that it was time for men to stand up and defend the rights of women. That doesn't sound very feminist to me. What happened to girl power? What happened to being an independent woman? I'm a woman independent, why are you so unhappy? Gomez is also a proud advocate for the identifier community. She prides herself in fighting for LGBT rights that have already been given. She was a proud supporter of Aunt Fauci and our former fearless leader, Johnny B. Biden. But recently, Gomez hasn't really been in a supportive mood. She's worried. She's very concerned about the current state of the country. Yesterday morning, she got on social media and Gomez had an emotional meltdown. She wanted you to know that she's mad. She's very upset. She is pissed off with the Trumper because he is reuniting families with their loved ones. He is reuniting children with their parents. Problem is, these reunions are taking place in other countries. Watch for yourself.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
I'm sure some of you thought Uncle Casey was lying. I'm sure some of you guys thought it was satire when I would say things like, the children, it's all about the children, oh, the kids. I just showed you proof in their own words. Now, this narrative that it's all about the children, this was not some original idea from Selena Gomez. This narrative was actually created by the mainstream media. It's the same tactic they tried to use when they were pushing puberty blockers. Same tactic they used when they tried to convince you that Aunt Fauci was a modern-day philosopher. This man is a prophet! He can see the future! He's been warning us about the COVID for years! The media is trying to play on your emotions. The media is using the same tactic that our teenager is using in her desperate attempt to get a cat. They're trying to frame deportations as being all about the children. They are claiming that the Trumper is separating families, when the reality is, he's reuniting families. Donnie is like the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He is reuniting children with their parents. But the media, they're upset because they're being reunited on the first-class stallion that is taking them back to Mexico. Eventually, I'm sure the media will try to turn this into an issue of race. This is racism! Hispanics are being disproportionately affected by this policy! I have yet to see a single white man be deported back to Mexico! Problem for the media, no one is listening. The media no longer has any credibility. Right now, Donnie Trump's credibility, it's rising because the Trumper, he is doing exactly what he said he would do. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't take away the fact that the Trumper, he's doing exactly what he promised. What Democrats and the mainstream media failed to realize, this past election, it really had nothing to do with Trump. There were people who voted for Trump who can't stand him, but you know why they voted for him? Because they don't have to worry about Donnie falling asleep on the job. They don't have to worry about the Trumper sending billions of dollars to Ukraine. They don't have to worry about the orange man trying to turn their son into their daughter. Republicans could have ran AI against Johnny B. Biden. They still would have won. Like I told you guys after the election, this was not about the Trumper winning. It was about America rejecting the woke fungus. And for some reason, here we are 3 months later, and the media still hadn't gotten the message. Give me your thoughts on this. Selena Gomez humiliates herself on social media. She's crying fake tears over Trump enforcing the law. Was it real, or was it just an actress putting on a performance? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. Best way to contact me is through email, btlkc84@gmail.com. I'll see you guys later.